All right, Kayla, I did a director's cut with Natalie and Haley. Let's do one with you. It's so nice to bring back some of this old footage that we have.
Yeah.
You know, and we weren't into vlogging back then, but this is actually a special year. You know why? 2019, because it's the 10-year anniversary of the first trip we did together.
Oh, California.
Is that right? Back in 2009,
yeah.
you were the first daddy-daughter trip.
Aww.
And this was 2013, so we're going back 6 years. See, we did Zion, we went to Bryce, we hit Arches, Canyonlands.
Oh, this is a good trip.
Black Canyon of the Gunnison. We hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and then actually this was our first stop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great Basin National Park. Did you like that park?
It was okay. It was cold, I remember, and raining most of the time.
Yeah, Great Basin National Park. It's located in east central Nevada. Became a park in 1986. Well, here's where it all started. Here we are.
Oh my goodness.
Loading the car. Look at you right there. Driving up north. Remember driving to this place up through Nevada? We landed in Vegas. Remember how remote and desolate it was?
Wow, look at that. Yeah, there's those random just stops kind of along the road. You just, like, yeah, weird rocks and lakes and trees. It's the middle of nowhere.
Mm. It is probably one of the most remote national parks we went to. You got to work to get there. And then here we are, that first day the sun is setting. We pulled into an old village, an old mining village. Part of the mine was still standing. And, well, look at that old mining town. Isn't that pretty?
It was a really pretty sunset. Remember that?
Yeah. And got some water there. And then this was a special time for you, wasn't it?
Burger the size of my face.
And I remember we left, and we still had about, I'm going to guess and say, 2 to 3 hours to go to get to Great Basin. And I'm just going to leave this slide black right here. You see that blackness? Because that's what I saw. You were sleeping, I think, at this point, weren't you?
Black is bad.
Yeah, and that's about, it was just pitch black. There was nothing to see on the road. It was pitch black. And what scared me is when we left that town, I should have filled up with gas. And I had, I think, about a quarter tank, but I thought, no problem, we'll see a gas station along the way. And I remember, it was really interesting, because I remember plugging it into the GPS, the old GPSs, before they were on your phone, or at least before we had that capability. And it said like 157 miles to the next gas station. And I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I think we can make it. And I just let it go. And I looked at the GPS thinking we chipped away a number of miles, and it was up to like 200 miles. So basically when it said 157, it meant 157 behind you. And we pulled into that national park, and I didn't tell you, did I?
No, I don't. You didn't tell me until later. After
I was sweating it out. We pulled in riding on fumes. And I remember I got up in the morning, and I just did my typical prayer walk around the campsite, hoping that maybe someone there, because I mean, no gas station showed up on GPS, would have some gas that we could maybe siphon out of their RV or something. And some guy said, oh, there's a gas station right at the entrance of the park. And I'm like, it wasn't on GPS. I didn't see when we pulled in. So we walked by faith in his words, got in the car. You can see the dashboard light, gas is on. I didn't think we had enough gas to even get out of the park to the entrance. It was that bad. Oh. And sure enough, right at the beginning was this station.
Yeah, you told me after we filled up how bad it was, or I would have been freaking out that whole time.
I have never seen, it was an unmanned gas station. I've never seen that. No one was there. And you pump your gas. That's it. It was just 2 pumps in the middle of the desert. Remember this? Remember this place?
Back, you had weird, like, sketchy showers. You could, like, oh my goodness.
We took the showers there. Looked at some of the scenery.
That's pretty.
And then we did our first hike. And this was Alpine Lakes Loop Trail, 2.7 miles. And this is basically what Great Basin looked like, right?
Yeah, it was pretty. The mountains, and then like this one had a lake right on it. Is this one was a lake?
I believe so. Yeah, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Yeah, it was pretty. Look at all that. And the big trees too. Had all those trees.
And also famous for their pine trees. I think it was the bristlecone pine cones, and you know. Using that old camcorder didn't give me the greatest footage there.
No, we've come a long way down.
Yeah. Thumbs up. And we signed out. And then Osceola Ditch Trail. Remember that one?
Kind of, yeah.
That was the old mining trail. Back in 1872, they discovered gold in this area, and you could see they dug a trench, a ditch, that would carry water from the 6 streams in the area to the gold mining operation back in like 1884 to 1885. And you can see where the ditch was, but also some of the wood that was there. I believe that was wood that was used to make a trench to haul the water, to drain the water to their mining area. And then we went to the cave. This is another thing that the park is famous for. And we liked that one. Remember that?
Oh yeah, Jay Smith.
That's my wife's name is Julie, so Julie Smith. I don't think she was there and did it, but some Jay Smith did it. It's kind of funny when you see these. If you did that now, that would, I believe, be a felony.
Yeah.
But because it was done before it became a national park, it is now considered an artifact, and to remove that would be a felony.
How about that?
Very fascinating. Yep.
Yeah, wasn't it? I remember they made it is when they had candles and they would hold it up.
Yeah.
And the candles would burn the top of the cave. You get that.
They just abused the resources back then, didn't they? When you hear these stories of what they did to the national parks, kind of sad. Pretty
So with
good.
that concludes my tour through this cave.
There's the end of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, remember it just kept raining on and off
Yeah.
as the
it's
evening
raining there.
approached, and then the rain stopped, but then the sun came out through the clouds. Remember we had that this pretty sunlight of the rays beaming through the clouds. Look at that.
Wow.
That's pretty, isn't it?
That is cool.
That didn't stop us. We kept walking the trails, and then it started pouring. So here I am. This was at our campsite. Remember that?
Yes.
And I'm
yes.
I'm soaking. Look at my left
Wow.
elbow there. I am really wet, and it just poured. And I think we retreated the car. The tent was flooded, I believe,
Soaked.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was soaked.
So we're gonna have to sleep in the car tonight. Look at that. Oh, that look describes it all. You're like, what are we gonna do? I mean, I think right there it was still pouring outside.
The tent was, yeah, completely so. I think I ended up sleeping in the car that night, right?
You slept in the car, and I'm like, I can't sleep in the car. I got to stretch out. So I just went in the tent.
And there's wet in
Slept in
there.
the tent, and we left early in the morning because we probably didn't sleep much that night. And as you can see the sun coming up, and where's the first stop we made after we left the park? Do you remember?
Laundromat.
Laundromat to dry out our equipment. How many times have we done that? And then off we went to hit some of those parks in Utah. That was a fun trip.
Yeah. It's fun to look back on them and see. You forget what you do. You know, you do so many trips, so that was a good thought.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for doing this little director's cut with me. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you can get out to Great Basin National Park yourself sometime in Nevada. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel and have a great day.
Always room for you on our next national park adventure.
Oh, nice job.